Let me tell you something that most channels aren't saying out loud. If a $2,000 stimulus check is going to happen, and I mean ever, it's happening in 2026, not 2027, not 2028, 2026 or never. And here's the part that might shock you. There are exactly two scenarios that could trigger these payments. One of them is 100% guaranteed to happen this year. The other one, we're already seeing warning signs. I'm about to break down what nobody else is telling you about the real timeline, who actually qualifies, and why Social Security recipients, SSDI, SSI, and veterans should stop worrying about being left out. Welcome to Benefits Post. Let's get into the truth. First, let's clear up the confusion about what's actually been proposed. Throughout 2025, President Trump floated multiple versions of direct payments to Americans. We've heard about dividend payments, rebate payments, distributions. The names kept changing, the dollar amounts shifted, but the core concept never changed. Put money directly into the pockets of low-income and middle-income Americans. In November and December specifically, the president got more concrete. He stated that $2,000 payments would be distributed in mid to late 2026. That's not speculation, that came directly from him. But here's what you need to understand about how this would actually work. Most of these payment proposals are based on the same idea, redistributing tariff revenue back to American citizens. Here's how it works in simple terms. The government collects money from tariffs on imported goods. Instead of keeping all that revenue, they would redistribute a portion of it back to low and middle income Americans in the form of dividend payments or rebates. And the administration made something else clear. They have contingency plans. Even if the tariff revenue approach doesn't work out, they've indicated they'd find other ways to fund these payments. White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett said it directly. We get taxes, we get tariffs, we get revenue from lots of places, and then Congress decides how to spend those monies. The message has been, no matter what happens, we're going to find a way to get money into your hands. Now let me explain why I said this is 2026 or never. And I need to be completely honest with you here. The timing of mid to late 2026, that's no accident. Mid to late 2026 puts these payments right before the midterm elections in November. Now they'll say it's about when people need the money most. But let's be real about what's actually happening. Politicians on both sides do this. They time financial relief to benefit themselves during election season. That's just the reality of politics. Here's the key insight. Outside of 2026, there's no political incentive for lawmakers to do this. After the midterms pass, there's no immediate electoral benefit until the next election cycle. So if they're serious about these payments, 2026 is the year. That's not my opinion, that's political reality. So here are the two major things that could trigger stimulus payments in 2026. Trigger #1, the midterm elections. This is 100% guaranteed to happen in November 2026. Will it be accompanied by that $2,000 payment? That's the question. The president has strongly indicated this is coming. He hasn't literally said I promise, but he's definitely made it clear this is the plan. Will they actually follow through? Only time will tell. But the political pieces are in place. Trigger #2, economic collapse. This is where things get interesting and potentially concerning. Everything I just said about midterm timing assumes the economy stays relatively stable. But if the economy crashes, that changes everything. We've been seeing some concerning economic data lately. Things are slowing down, and if we fall into a deep recession, it won't matter if it's 2026, 2027, or 2028. They will stimulate the economy no matter what. Let me explain why an economic crisis changes everything. The whole purpose of stimulus checks is to pump money into the economy when it's contracting. That's Economics 101. When people can't spend, businesses suffer, unemployment rises, and the whole system starts breaking down. Stimulus payments put cash in people's hands so they can buy things, which keeps businesses open, which keeps people employed. During COVID in 2020 and 2021, we saw about $6 trillion in stimulus and economic support over a 12-month period. But here's what's scary: if the economy crashes this time, that $6 trillion is going to look like nothing? Why? The amount of debt in this country, personal debt, corporate debt, government debt, is absolutely massive, way bigger than 2020. So when things unravel, they're going to unravel hard. We could be looking at $10 trillion or more in stimulus and economic support. Multiple rounds of payments. Not $2,000, potentially much more. Now let me address something I see in comments on every video. They're going to forget about us. Social Security won't be included. SSDI won't be included. We're always left out. Stop worrying about that. Here's why. Eligibility is always about your income. That's the only factor that matters. They don't care what type of income you receive. They don't care if it's wages from a job, Social Security retirement, SSDI benefits, SSI payments, veterans benefits, any other income source. All they care about is how much total income do you have. Here are the standard thresholds that have been used for every major stimulus payment. Individuals, $75,000 per year or less. Married couples, $150,000 per year or less. Here's your simple eligibility test. Are you an individual making under $75,000 a year? Yes or no? Are you married and making under $150,000 a year as a couple? Yes or no? If you answered yes, congratulations. You're most likely eligible. If your income is above those thresholds, you probably won't qualify for the full amount, though there are usually phase-out ranges. Let me break down who would benefit most from a $2,000 payment. Social Security and SSI recipients. You're on fixed income that barely covers the basics. The average SSI payment is only about $943 a month. Try surviving on that in 2026. A $2,000 check could cover months of groceries, fix that broken appliance, or finally build an emergency fund. SSDI recipients and disabled Americans. You're dealing with medical expenses that never stop, co-pays, medications, equipment repairs. This money could be genuinely life-changing. Veterans, whether you're dealing with service-connected disabilities, waiting on VA benefits, or surviving on a limited pension, $2,000 could cover critical expenses or help you finally get ahead. Moms and families, childcare costs are through the roof. Groceries are expensive, everything costs more. This payment could give you breathing room you haven't had in years. Unemployed and underemployed. If you're struggling to find work or can only get part-time hours, this could bridge the gap while you keep searching. While we're waiting to see what happens, here's what you should do right now. Step 1. File your taxes early in 2026. If you were owed any previous stimulus payments or credits and never claimed them, you can still get that money through the recovery rebate credit. Step 2. Update your information. If a payment does come, the IRS will use your most recent tax return to determine eligibility and where to send money. If you've moved or changed bank accounts, file a 2025 tax return even if you don't have to, just to update your records. Step 3. Don't count on this money yet. I know that sounds harsh, but don't delay paying bills or make financial decisions based on a payment that hasn't been officially approved yet. Hope for the best, plan for the worst. Step 4. Get benefits you qualify for today. Go to benefits.gov and take the questionnaire. Find out what programs you qualify for right now. SNAP, utility assistance through LIHP, Medicaid, rental help. These programs can help you immediately while we wait. Let me give you the bottom line. If a $2,000 stimulus check tied to tariff revenue is happening, it's happening in 2026, period. 2 triggers could make it happen: midterm elections or economic collapse. The midterm elections are 100% guaranteed to occur in November 2026. Income thresholds $75K individual, $150K married couples. Social Security, SSDI, SSI, and veterans will be included based on income, not income type. If the economy crashes, stimulus becomes a necessity, potentially bigger than $2,000. Don't wait. Apply for benefits you qualify for today or at benefits.gov. There's a real possibility we'll see $2,000 stimulus checks in 2026. The president has indicated this is coming. The political timing makes sense, but it's not guaranteed until it's actually signed into law and the checks are in the mail. In the meantime, make sure you're maximizing every benefit and program you're eligible for right now. Take care of yourself, budget smart, and stay informed. If you found this helpful, smash that like button and subscribe to Benefits Post. I post new videos every week breaking down government benefits, stimulus updates, and ways to put more money in your pocket. Drop a comment below. Based on the income thresholds, do you qualify? And do you think these checks will actually happen? This is Benefits Post. I'll see you in the next one.